Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back. Mike Hardenbrook here. You know, it really wasn't that long ago, was it? If you weren't drinking, people kind of looked at you funny, like sideways, right? You almost have an excuse. Designated driver, maybe in recovery, something like that. But man, things have really shifted. I mean, scroll through social media now. It's probably full of people hitting like day 60, no booze, celebrating it, and actual stores. Shops dedicated just to non-alcoholic drinks. They're popping up everywhere. It's become, well, it's officially a thing. This whole conscious choice to maybe skip the alcohol. So let's get right into it today. We're going to unpack this whole sober curious economy. We'll look at what's driving it, how businesses are responding often in pretty cool ways, and what it signals for the future of wellness. If you ever thought about cutting back, maybe just taking a night off here and there, you're definitely part of something way bigger than you might think. Okay, so this cultural shift, it's pretty significant. It really does seem like younger people, Gen Z, millennials, they're just approaching alcohol differently. There are surveys showing they drink something like 20 to 30% less than millennials did at the same age. That's a huge drop. Seriously. And it's not just about, saving money or something. They're openly talking about wanting mental clarity, like having a sharp brain, wanting consistent energy, better sleep, actual good sleep and focused without that next day fog, They're even questioning stuff we took for granted, like wine o'clock being the ultimate self-care. Maybe, just maybe, a solid night's sleep is the new happy hour. Could be. And the core idea here seems to be intentionality. That's the word that keeps coming up. It isn't always about completely stopping forever for everyone. It's more about consciously deciding when you drink, why you drink, not just, going with the flow because everyone else is doing it. It's a much more mindful way of thinking about it, which feels like a pretty big change in how we socialize, how we unwind. Now, naturally, when you see a big group of people changing their habits like this, businesses pay attention. Of course they do. This whole drinking less thing, it's fueling some serious growth, massive growth actually, in the non-alcoholic drinks market. 10IQ stats show it's growing over 30% year over year in the US alone. That's not a blip. That's a boom. It really is. And it's way beyond just like the old non-alcoholic beer your dad might have had. We're seeing really sophisticated alcohol-free beers now. Wines that genuinely taste good. They've come a long way. And non-alcoholic spirits, you can make some surprisingly complex mocktails with those. Really tasty stuff. So businesses are adapting. You see it everywhere. Bars are actually putting effort into mocktail menus now. We're seeing dedicated zero-proof bottle shops, which is kind of amazing when you stop and think about it. And even the huge beer companies, the legacy brands, they're launching non-alcoholic versions of their main beers. It's not niche anymore. It's becoming mainstream, a core part of the beverage industry. Because, well, you follow the consumer, don't you? And a lot of consumers are choosing to drink less often. Okay, so people are drinking less alcohol. What are they drinking instead? Well, there's this huge rise in what people are calling functional beverages. Now, these aren't just sugary sodas, no empty calories here. These are drinks made with specific ingredients meant to give you some kind of benefit. Beyond just, quenching your thirst. Think things like L-theanine, that's often linked to feeling calm, focused. Magnesium for mood support. Adaptogens like ashwagandha or rhodiola herbs thought to help your body handle stress better. The whole motivation is shifting, isn't it? From maybe drinking to escape or just fit in to actively choosing drinks that might actually help you feel better in the moment or long term. And speaking of feeling better, especially if you are cutting back on alcohol, there are a couple of ingredients worth mentioning, things that can support your body. One is NAC, N-acetylcysteine, that are a mouthful. Basically, it helps your body make glutathione. That's a really important antioxidant, key for liver detox, general recovery, can help reduce some of that oxidative stress alcohol causes. And there's vitamin B1. Specifically, benfotiamine is a good form. Alcohol can really drain your B1 levels, and that can lead to fatigue, brain fog, low energy. Sound familiar? Benfotiamine is absorbed more easily, helps replenish those levels. Sports energy, mental clarity. Exactly the stuff you're probably after if you're drinking less, right? And you often find ingredients like these in well-made supplements aimed at overall wellness. What's also really cool is seeing how the social side of things is changing. It used to be kind of a pain, honestly, to find a decent non-alcoholic option when you're out. Now, it's getting much more common. becoming the norm almost. Some bars are really leaning into it. Dedicated zero-proof menus, even sober nights. You don't feel like you stick out so much or have to explain why you're not drinking because there are actually good, interesting alternatives available, thoughtfully made ones. And it's not just bars and restaurants. Online shops are exploding with variety. You can find non-alcoholic wines with mood-boosting herbs, social tonics designed to help you relax without the booze or the hangover. And the marketing, that's changed too, big time. It's not about what you're missing out on anymore, not about sacrifice. It's framed as a positive, a lifestyle upgrade, a gain for your health and well-being. That's a really powerful shift in perception, I think. So who's really winning in this whole sober, curious economy? Well, obviously, the innovative wellness startups making these great NA drinks. Restaurants and bars smart enough to see the trend and offer good choices. They benefit. Supplement companies focusing on liver support, recovery, focus. Yeah, they're probably doing well too. Even tech. You see apps for tracking sobriety, mindful drinking apps, but you know who the biggest winner is? Ultimately, it's you. The person making these conscious choices about your health. This whole movement means there's just more support, more understanding, and frankly, more delicious options than ever. You don't need to feel pressured. You don't need to justify yourself constantly. You don't even have to label yourself sober forever if you don't want to. Just choosing not to drink, whenever, for whatever reason. It's becoming normal. It's actually being celebrated. So, yeah, the big takeaway here, we've moved from a place where drinking felt like the default, something you just did to belong, to a place where choosing not to drink is building its own kind of community, a community around well-being and the business world. It's finally catching on that many of us want to feel good, not just for a night, but consistently, sustainably. So whether you call yourself sober curious, or you just, skip the booze sometimes, the industry is increasingly listening, catering to you. You're not some outlier anymore. You're actually, you're kind of ahead of the curve, shaping what comes next. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.